Hi guys, it's Amy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing an 8.5 by 11 layout using Coco Daisy's Denim and Blush kit. And let's just get right on into it. I've got this folder out. This comes in the classified memory keepers kit. And when you fold the folder out, it is a great size for making 8.5 by 11 projects. So I just trimmed it down just a tad bit to be 8.5 by 11, and then I'm trimming out my white cardstock to sit inside of it. So a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 11. I don't know the exact measurements because I kind of eyeball it and I go back and forth with my paper trimmer here just to take a little bit off of each side and just get it to where I think it looks good sitting on the paper. So I've got it all set up with this nice pink border. And I like the way that looks. And I'm pulling out these older photos of my son. These are from 2019, I believe. But I am doing a catch-up album for 2019 because I didn't do a whole lot of scrapbooking in 2019. My daughter was born in 2018, at the end of 2018. So coming into 2019, she was super little, and I just didn't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to sitting at my desk. So I'm getting to these photos now. I love these photos of my son. He is playing in the lake. We had a professional photographer take pictures of us at a lake, and of course, being the 5-year-old boy that he is, he's like, well, there's a lake right here, I'm gonna jump in. So it ended up being really cute though. We at first were like, no, don't get in the water. We really wanted to get our pictures taken, and it turned into a really cute opportunity for a really cute photo and a really cute moment. So happy to have these photos of him. And my idea is to kind of have these blue labels that came in the kit just sort of like cascade down. So I'm kind of just layering up these blue labels in a sort of haphazard way, and there's not really a rhyme or reason for how I'm layering them up. I just did different sizes and different colors. So I'm keeping to this dark blue and that sort of light blue color as well. And then I've grabbed some of the florals that came in the die cut packs. And I'm using florals from both the Modern Memory Keepers kit and the Traveler's Notebook kit. And also I found a couple florals on the sticker sheet. I think that's the Memory Keepers sticker kit. So I pulled off some of those as well. And I'm going to pop them up on foam so they just really pop off the page. And I'm building a little floral cluster down there on the right corner. And that actually doesn't even end up staying on the spread, but it was really cute in this moment. So I'm kind of just getting an idea of what I want things to look like. And I'm going to move everything off my page here in a bit, and I'm going to do my best to remember this idea moving forward. But I'm going to move everything off so I can do a little bit of watercolor behind my photos, because that blank space there is kind of bothering me, and I want to add something. I want to add some more pink because these labels are super blue, and there's a lot of blue in the leaves of the flowers. So I want to add some more of that blush color. And then I'm also going to add a title to my that space there, that white space, after I do the mixed media. So what I'm going to do for this is actually paint with my stamps. So it's kind of like Distress Oxide, right? Distress inks, you can add water to them and paint with them. And I always like doing this instead of pulling out my watercolors because I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to that. And especially because when I pull out my watercolors, my kids immediately want to paint, and sometimes mommy does not feel like supervising the painting. So I'm gonna use my stamp ink, and I've pulled out Catherine Polar It's a Girl, and I'm gonna see what that looks like on a scrap piece of paper, and that's way too pink. It's not the right shade. And then I remember Coco Daisy, the kit actually came with a stamp pad. I'm not sure if this is gonna be reactive to water. Some inks are not, so you cannot probably do this with all inks, but I know you can with Catherine Pooler, so that's why I tried that. And I don't really have a great distress ink I could have pulled out for this shade either. So I test out Cocoa Daisy's ink, and I think it's going to work with the water. So that's awesome. So I stamped out a little bit on this acrylic stamp block. You can do this on like a glass mat or a silicone mat, or whatever you have, even plastic packaging. I do that frequently as well. But my acrylic block was closest to me, and that works. So I added a little bit of water to my brush and the ink that was on the stamp block, and then I'm just going right in on the paper with my acrylic block. And I like the way that this looks. It looks a little striking right now. You might not think that it will be the correct shade, but when it dries down into the paper, it dries a whole lot lighter, and it's obviously that's why they put it with the kit, is because it matches perfectly. But I was gonna say it matches perfectly. And I'm really happy the way that turned out. So I'm going to add some splatters and just go to town here, making this little watercolor mixed media for behind my photos. So once I get all that sorted out, I'm going to put my photos back down, and then try my best to remember what I had, what kind of situation I had going on before I did my mixed media. So I'm laying those out. So I'm going to see if I want to add my photos a little bit off center and then put some labels peeking out behind them, but I don't like that idea. For some reason, I want my photos to be straight in line with each other. So I'm going to move those, and I went ahead and off camera, I stamped out a bunch of these little leaves that came in the stamp set. And I fussy cut them out, and it took me a really long time because they're very small and super delicate. And I thought I could sprinkle these alongside the flowers or just next to the photos or my title. And I thought that might be a cute idea. So I cut them out in pink and in blue. And I think only a few of the blue ones actually make it onto the page. But I will probably just save these other ones I cut out for something else later in the month. Sure, my camera stopped filming at this point, but you can see I went ahead and added my title. It says Sweetest Boy, and then you can see I also put my cardstock off center. So before I had a border on all four sides, now there's only a border on two of the sides, and I've never tried this sort of look before. I know a lot of people have done it. I don't know what you call it. You call that an asymmetrical look or layout, and this is new to me, and I kind of like it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. You guys will have to let me know what you think, but I wanted to try something different because I always have the border around the sides. So yeah, I'm going to try this out instead. And I'm putting my photos on some vellum because I wanted a little bit more behind them. I didn't want to add any color pattern paper behind them, but this vellum, it looks really nice behind the photos. It gives it just the right amount of something, a little bit of interest, a little bit of texture without adding any more color to the spread. So I'm going to rip these with my ruler like I always do to just get a straighter distressed edge than just ripping it with your hands. And once I do that, I'm going to put all my labels back in place, and you'll see that I've added some phrase stickers to each of the labels. And they have cute little sentiments on them, like love you, be mine, remember this moment, things like that. And I will also pop those ones up on foam as well. And to do that, as usual, I'm using some craft foam. Like I've said in other videos, Missy Whidden does this. You can buy a cheap pack of it at Walmart, and one side is sticky, and then you just apply your glue or adhesive to the other side. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this trick, but if you don't, you can do that instead of buying adhesive pieces or adhesive tape. And it's kind of a cheap alternative. The only downside is you have to cut it down to the sizes that you want instead of, it being in convenient little dots. But it saves money, so it works for me. I don't really mind trimming it out. So yeah, I'm going to tape down my photos, and then I'm going to add back all my flowers again and my labels and get them all popped up. And then I'm going to add you can see I already have that floral piece there by my title, and then some of those fussy cut leaves. And I'm going to, right now I have a chipboard sticker that says love you more and then a little heart, and I'm kind of playing with some of the ideas for a cluster by my title. And I like that or that chipboard piece right now, but I'm going to move it off, and instead I'm going to add another label, but it's not going to be blue. It'll be that deeper pink color, that like coral color. And I like the label better than the chipboard piece because it will allow me to stamp the date inside. So I'm going to stamp the date on the label, and then I will add a nest of white thread because I've already stitched through my title and I've stitched around the border of the paper. So adding back in that thread element, I don't know, it kind of just ties it all together, and it also adds some interest next to the title as well. And then the only other thing that I do on this page is add a couple more pops of that deep dark pink or that dark coral color. I feel like it was missing down at the bottom of the spread because there was more, it was more a dark pink heavy up at the top than it was at the bottom. So adding in that little phrase sticker and that dark coral color, and then I think there was a circle piece I also nestled in next to one of the flowers that added that color down there as well for me. But after that, I'm going to call this layout done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again in my next one. And then as usual, I'll insert some close-ups at the end. Thanks guys. Bye.